Hello and welcome to Revsportz. Until now, we were just in Birmingham. Now we are in Birmingham, but we are right in front of the Edgbaston Stadium. And clearly, Snehasis and I are that excited about the World Cup that we not only got our accreditation, we have kept it hung, even though today it is not even needed. But Snehasis, what's the first feelings?
Are you feeling genuinely cold or not?
Yes, it is cold. There is no doubt about that. But today I am a bit more prepared rather than yesterday. But very.
You feel cold unnecessarily.
That's cold.
It is cold. Yeah, windy breeze throughout.
A t-shirt and a jacket. This one is wearing t-shirt and no, this is good.
This is good. Yes. Okay.
You have shopped this for your.
Yes, especially for this tour. Yes.
You need it.
Yeah.
The wind is debilitating.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. But
How excited are you?
yes, absolutely. I think when the cab enters the Edgbaston, I was just awestruck.
And
seeing
you are
the
going to
Edgbaston.
get down of the cab even before it stops.
Yes, that first thing that I have to click picture of the stadium. It looks so beautiful, and so far, all these years I have seen this, stadium from on television or something like that. But right now, standing here in front of the stadium, it feels surreal. And now getting the accreditation, it's all done and dusted, and now gearing up for the World Cup.
Absolutely. And just when we were getting ready for this show, we saw Sri Lanka team, a few members getting out of the ground. So they're also getting ready for the World Cup, clearly. But Boria, the India-Pakistan in Edgbaston, the diaspora here, there will be support for both the teams.
Yeah, there will be. I mean, there is a pretty strong Pakistan diaspora here as well. I mean, if you watched India-Pakistan at Edgbaston, and I've covered quite a few, from say 2013 onwards, I can tell you, here we won the Champions Trophy right outside in this stadium.
Yeah.
India beat Pakistan twice in that competition. Multiple times we played Pakistan here. There is a significant Pakistan diaspora. There will be support for Pakistan. India's support will be overwhelming because there is a very, very strong Indian diaspora in Birmingham. Very strong Indian diaspora in Birmingham. So one actually expects a decent amount of people. If the weather is decent on Sunday, which is what the prediction is for, you actually think there will be a decent number of people. And that's good because the tradition for women's cricket in this country is strong.
Yeah.
You will have neutral people come and celebrate the World Cup and the festive atmosphere and all of that. ICC will try and bring in more people. If you remember Commonwealth Games, India, Australia, there was a lot of people.
Yeah.
Huge amount of fans in the stands. We actually watched it from the stands. So I'm very hopeful that the India versus Pakistan game will see a lot of fanfare and a lot of people. I mean, now you guys are seeing completely empty Edgbaston. On our left is gate 5, which is the main entrance, and the media entrance is right up there where the team bus comes, gate number 3. But you will see, as Trisha said, you expect a lot of fanfare, a lot of vibrancy, color. ICC is expected to do. But look, whatever it is, it's India-Pakistan.
Yeah.
Even if Pakistan is not the best side, it is India-Pakistan. There will be talk of will there be handshake, no handshake. Will there be any political impact, no impact.
Right.
So all of these things spice it up a little bit, despite being a relatively no-show on the ground so far, at least from record. But I'm quite confident that it will be a decent turnout.
And that's where, the Snehasis and Boria, I feel it could be overwhelming for Pakistan team. India is used to strong crowds, full crowds, especially we saw in DY Patil, it was sold out. In Guwahati, there was such a huge crowd. But Pakistan is generally not used to these, big crowds, this kind of support. And because of the way Pakistan has played, before I go to India and discuss about them, the way Pakistan has played, there will be a bit of expectation at least, Ashish.
Yes, considering the recent performance that they have put up, I think Pakistan fans will think that this time around they will put up a better performance because they have always struggled to cross that the group stage because they haven't done that so far. So I think they will be hopeful that let's play a bit.
They're not crossing the group stage here also. The group is
there
such.
is no because when you have 6 teams in a group, it is very difficult. when you have 3 or 4 teams, then there's a bit better chance for any team.
What
to
are
cross
the
that.
teams also? It depends. No?
Yes, absolutely.
Pakistan has India, South Africa,
Yeah.
Australia.
Yeah. Even Bangladesh will not be that easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it will be difficult for them, but they will be hopeful that okay, at least 1 or 2 games they can manage a win, and that can be a very useful result for them going forward. And especially considering the recent performances, the way they have played in South Africa, the way they have played recently, also especially with the bat. I know they played recently Zimbabwe in home condition, but still as a part of the preparation, they must be those wins were very confidence boosting for them. But yes, in the warm up they looked a little bit rattled, maybe especially with the bat also, because that is the only region that they have struggled so far over the years, and they were looking good, especially after those outings in South Africa and home conditions. But somehow in England so far in warm-up matches they didn't look that much good. But still, as I'm saying, that if they have managed somehow 1 or 2 wins in this group stage, that will be very much good option for them going forward, especially from the women's cricket perspective in Pakistan.
But Boria, I have got a little different question. Like, I have been here in England for quite some time now. I think 19 days or something of that sort. Same for the Indian team. I think we arrived almost on the same or 1 or 2 days here and there. But the question that I wanted to ask is, we talk about getting adjusted to the conditions, and a lot of people will say, okay, Indian players got a lot of time to adjust to the conditions. But Bristol and Chelmsford before that was so hot. In Chelmsford, I remember I had actually texted the apartment person that there's no fan, nothing. How am I going to cope up? So he gave me a fan. And then you came to Taunton. It was rains were there. It was a little cold. Here it's really chilly. So how does a traveling team especially, adjust to these conditions, and how difficult, even though they have been in England, does these weather changes make it?
No, I can tell you this from experience that this is my 7th time in Birmingham in the last 5 years. 2022, 3 times. First in May for the Commonwealth Games, Recce, then with you in June for the Edgbaston Test, and then during the Commonwealth Games when we were here for 20 odd days. Then again we kind of came in 24, I remember, and then obviously last year twice, and now I've never seen Birmingham this cold. This is genuinely cold. Yesterday was 14 and 7. Now that's very low for a high. 14 is low. 14 is very low for a high. That's what is, and this wind is making it seem very, very difficult. I don't think the Indian players are used to this.
Yes.
When you say, some of them will say, okay, North India cold, Delhi cold, Himachal cold, but it's different. I mean, this wind, this biting, chilly wind and continuous rain all day. This is extremely depressing weather. Let's put it that way. I mean, yes, because all of us are here, you're okay. Otherwise, this is a weather which will make you feel very depressed, and you're not seeing the sun. Yesterday, the sun was coming out for 5 minutes and then going off again. You feel very, very underdone. You don't want to step out of your apartment, just stay inside, drink cups of tea and whatever it is. This is not the weather to play cricket. Having said that, it changes dramatically in this country. So expect something fundamentally different come Sunday, because Monday it's supposed to be pretty warm again. So things will change. But at least as of today, starting of the World Cup tomorrow, the weather is pretty bad. And if anybody thinks that, because the team has been here for 17, 18 days,
exactly what
they will acclimatize. How do you acclimatize with this? You're not used to this. I'm not used to this. I've come to this country every year, except the COVID years, for the last 26 years. I've lived here, taught here, studied here, did my doctoral dissertation here. This is cold. This is cold for anyone. In fact, as you met Chris Kerr, and he said, this is genuinely cold for an English summer. And what is summer? This is not summer. And he said, this is unnatural, and you guys have kind of got it with you all. But the truth is, the Indians will not find this easy. But the same applies for Pakistan.
Yeah.
Because Pakistan also, I don't think, will find this weather with so much of rain. Even now, as we are shooting, we are under the Edgbaston shade. Outside, it's raining. It's kind of, the wind is blowing the water towards us. So it's a problem.
Absolutely, the conditions become tough, and how much ever you trained, it's very difficult to train for these kind of weathers. While I know a lot of people will say, "Oh, you guys are giving excuses even before the World Cup starts." No, we are covering, we are telling you the situation. That's about it. But talking about India, Pakistan, it's a big game. In fact, one of the journalists asked Smriti Mandana that, "Do you want to build up the game?" And she smiled and said, "Do I need to hype up India-Pakistan game? Isn't it already hyped up?" Yes, Pakistan is nowhere close to our skills. Having said that, there is still a chance, because we were talking about spin bowling, subcontinent players, spinners always strong with Pakistan, and our batters find it difficult against spinners. So is there somewhere a thought, because it's T20, not ODIs, that Pakistan too can give us a run for the money?
Yes, I am saying yes because this is a tournament opener.
Yeah.
The first game of the tournament for both teams, and it can happen. Result can happen anywhere. It can go in anywhere because obviously you don't know what kind of conditions you are going to get. You might be still looking for your best possible 11, and according to that, which will be the players that should play that game, that can go here and there, and that can be the decisive factor in the end. So I think in that case, that is the point that every team will look to do well, to choose the proper playing 11 for their for the preferred conditions and all. But still, I think consider, as you mentioned, when it comes to the overall condition of women's cricket and quality, obviously India are far ahead of Pakistan. Even the experience also, because they played a lot of quality cricket. WPL is there. Pakistan players do not get that exposure of playing different franchise leagues and playing that. Even Indian players also played in England, in the 100, in other tournaments also. So I think that also helps them. But overall, first game of the tournament, anything can happen. So in that perspective, India should hope that the experience that they already have, they should take the advantage of that and put up the best possible 11 to defeat Pakistan in the first game.
Boria, one more thing. On conditions, do you make a playing 11 or do you go with the best playing 11?
This is one question I've always asked myself. I mean, a World Cup opener, frankly, you cannot, completely ignore conditions. Having said that, the conditions will be different on Sunday.
Yeah.
So how do you plan for it? I mean, you don't know. 24 hours, things change here. 48 hours, things change here. This rain will cease from Friday or Saturday. So I'm pretty much sure that India will say we'll go in with our best 11 and assume that the best 11 is good enough. But you have to have an eye on this kind of weather. Suppose it happens like this in Manchester. Do you get in an extra fast bowler? And push the first 7-8 overs with faster bowlers, 3-3-2, and then get your spinners to do the rest of the 12. But that's where Amanjot Kaur will be missed, because sorely you miss an all-round option that you had, or a Pooja Vastrakar, because India doesn't have that. So that's where I think is our challenge. I mean, the Indian team has that deficiency. So to answer your question, you cannot ignore conditions entirely, but you can't play for rain either.
Yeah.
You can't play for weather and say, I will only go with weather. We've seen this happen with Indian teams. 2023, you left out Ravichandran Ashwin, seeing it was cloudy for the WTC, and then it became bright and sunny, and Travis Head took the hell out of India. Had Ravichandran Ashwin been there, 76 for 3 Australia at the Oval, and nailed it, right? So you have made such mistakes in the past. So you've got to be very balanced, and as Snehasis said, it's a World Cup opener, for God's sake. So you've got to be on the money.
Absolutely. And I do think that India, Pakistan, 2 years back, even and if I'm repeating again, this format is a very, very different format. 90 odd from Fatima Sana, and you never know what you're staring at. And Fatima Sana and all have made themselves capable, and that's why this India, Pakistan is actually interesting. Again, if you are talking about the same team in ODIs, I would have said there's no match. But predictions, full game, of course.
100%. Should be, as of now, the weather that we've seen, Birmingham Met Office and multiple other weather predictions, full game.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I wanted to continue the conversation, but the rain is not going to allow us to continue the conversation. So we'll end the impacts. We'll end it here. But of course, the coverage doesn't end here. The coverage has just begun. So keep watching Revsportz. Do like, share, and subscribe. And do keep watching us. Thank you. Bye-bye.